Time to set the stage with the lights off. Let the little nigga breathe till the fight's lost. You ain't never like the room with the bright sauce. Hail Mary, they despise what the light brought. Let them roach niggas bleed if they can't see. Side at a TV, what you can't be. They say that murder on my mind, now they can't breathe. Take a picture of the crew, that's your last peep. Oh, and need me or love, yeah, that's just me. Keep them jumping like some frogs, so they might be leave when the sun set. And they don't really wanna bleed from the gunplay. And like mine, niggas smoking weed on the one-way street, nigga. Yeah, we see we outside with it. Pull up to the base like we might be with it on guard. Side these niggas like bullshit and they fraud. Let me chop them down with the sword. Walk them down like they live hard. This the toughest you gon' be in, we too hard. And you don't really want that smoke, my G. Side net on TV, this the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in, toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Keep that off your lip before you get flipped. We got sources over here, we don't just spit. Too many bosses over here, y'all just legit. Put them niggas in the game, let them get real. Don't even step unless you come in with that scholarship. That economic tip, gotta make a dollar flip. And I might be next, I don't give a damn, the truth rolling with me, so I'm feeling like the son of man. Too many gon' hate, gotta make a stand. I'm just trying to duck the lake, you don't understand. Read them when I greet them, that's my best plan. Head first shit, I'm just saying. Nigga meet me in LA, oh you just playing. Too many be fake, what the base saying. So I tell them they don't want no smoke before they end up in the newspaper next day. Smoke, this the toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. The toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. Toughest environment, the toughest environment, the toughest environment to be in. And this is it right here. The toughest you gon' ever be in. You wasn't conscious before us. Y'all niggas was asleep. We woke the sleeping giant. We did it. Side net of TV. So stay your ass in your little bitty box where you feel safe. Cause there's motherfucking monsters over here. Real monsters.
Peace and Pan-Africanism to Brother Herman Smalls in the toughest environment you can be in. All right, family. All right, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. This is it, man. All the tough talk, go out the window. Let me bring the brothers in the building. They are here. All right, I already see I got Tazarach name spelled wrong. I left out the Y. Right, Captain?
Yeah. You know, if you go to YouTube Studio, you can actually change it while it's live. If you go on your YouTube channel and if you click your name and then go to view channel, then if you click your name and go to YouTube Studio, and you click the live.
I know how to do it, brother.
I forgot who I was talking to. I forgot who I was talking to. My bad. Because you're right.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so family, the day is the day, man. The topic, y'all already see what the topic is. Allah, is Allah the same God as Yahawah?
Yahawah.
according to the Bible and Quran. Y'all already see what it is. We got brother Khalil Shabazz in the building. Shout out to him. FOI, a true follower and believer of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Make no mistake about that. And then, of course, we got Captain Tazarach, the captain, the man of Harlem, of
the earth. Of the earth,
y'all, of the earth, he claims. And this will be a respectful debate. Brothers, I ask you, there will be no profanity, of course. I know my brother don't use profanity. And there will be no slander, no calling each other names. This is not a kiddie debate. This is the toughest environment to be in. And both brothers will respect each other's time. And you cannot speak on each other's time. Even if you say something that you disagree with, you would just have to wait until it's your time to address it. We're going to have three 10-minute rounds. There's going to be 3 10-minute rounds. The opening round would be 2 minutes to let the people know what it is. Why are you here to prove? So the first, second, and third will be 10 minutes. And then after that, we will have a Q&A. You will be able to ask each other, excuse me, you will be able to ask each other 3 questions. In closing, well, minutes. Are there any questions, brothers?
Yeah, can we have a 3-minute opening?
Say that again?
Can the opening be 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes?
Yes. All right. I'll give y'all the 3 minutes. No problem. You can have a 3-minute opening. Are there any questions, Brother Shabazz?
No, sir. No question.
Okay. You are up first. You go first in this debate here. And the time will start. Your opening round will start when you start speaking, brother. I want y'all to know I have no friends. I'll be fair with both brothers. And we will put up a poll and let the people judge the debate on their own. This is where the people participate, and the people are going to be fair as well. So
I do. So I have 3 minutes to open my 3-minute opening.
Yes, you can use your whole 3 minutes, or you can yield. It don't matter. It's up to you. Whatever you do with your time is on you. The time will start when you start speaking.
Well, if I'm gonna do an introduction, my purpose for being here is I really want Israel united in Christ. I gotta let that be known, but they keep ducking. So since Tazarach seemed like he willing, I'll debate him. Because those of us in the Nation of Islam, we don't know Allah because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was reading a book. He was sitting reading the Holy Qa'ran or the Bible. We know Allah because he came himself and made himself known. So that's the huge difference between me and Tazarach and the rest of these Israelites. They are what you call spook worshipers. They believe in a God that only exists in their mind. Because when you believe in a spook, there's no rules to a spook. You can believe that Jesus rode a cloud into heaven. That's spook belief. You can believe that Moses stuck a rod in some water and parted millions of gallons of water, and underneath the water, the ground was dry. You can believe that Jesus rose from the dead. That's spook belief. But the difference between us and Tazarach, and the reason why we know that Allah is God, is because he's a real life God that came to a real life city. He raised a real life messenger, and his messenger resurrected a real life dead people. So when Tazarach talks about Yahawah, he never saw Yahawah. He don't know nobody who saw Yahawah. So he just gonna tell you a whole lot of spookism. So that's my introduction.
All right, you got a whole minute left. So you healing on your time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm new to the debate scene, so you know, this is my first one.
All right. Let me just give you a little advice. We're gonna move on over to Captain Tazarach. You want to be able to use every time you got, even if once you open up and you might want to get something out, that's your opportunity to get it all out. It ain't got to be the same topic because you already said that, but you can probably run to something else and get it out. Anyway, Captain, time will start, brother, when you're ready, when you start speaking. Hey, and one more thing. Leave our brother Moses alone. Let him write. Let him get it in, y'all. Let him get it in. Let's not be trigger happy on the people. Let them write, long as they don't disrespect the guests or us or you, our moderators. Go ahead, Captain. Time will start when you're ready.
Hey, you don't want to give him an option to use his minute that he needed.
No, he healed already. He healed.
Oh, because he it's such an amateur mood. I didn't know if you wanted to give him that or not. I guess my only other question can I share my screen in my 3 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before I speak, I just want to share my screen. So I'm going to share, and I just want you to make sure we can hear what I'm going to show. All right.
All right. Yeah, as you're getting ready, shout out to New Torah Movement. Make sure y'all subscribe to my brother. He be getting it in over there. When people come at the Israelites, he go over there and set it straight. I was watching him yesterday. He ain't know I was watching, but I was in the building. Shout out to my brother.
Hold on one second. I'm just trying to pull this down.
Oh, and of course, shout out to KOT, my songwriter. Shout out to KOT. Let's go, Captain.
All right, so let me see. I just want to, because sometimes when you share in a window, it doesn't work as fluid when you're trying to get the audio, and I just want to make sure the audio is played. So we're going to do entire screen. Okay, so I'm going to play this audio right here. Can you just tell me if you can hear this?
Bible. You want to start over?
No. Yeah, I'm gonna start it over. I'm gonna play this. You can start my time.
Share your screen.
Wait, yeah, I need to share the screen because I'm gonna play it. You said you could hear it, right?
Yes, I could hear it. We could hear it.
All right, no sweat. So you can start my time now. The reason why I asked for 3 minutes because this is 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and I want to get this out.
All right, time start when you press play on your button.
Okay. No. I was gonna do a build up before I press play, so I don't want to disrespect it. So when I start talking now, you can start my time.
Yes, exactly.
Right. It's interesting. He said Far Muhammad, who people argue as a white man, is who he calls Allah, because according to according to Elijah Muhammad, the first Muslim was a white man. The founder of the Muhammad was a white man. Let's hear it, and let's hear what Farrakhan says.
I am Elijah of your Bible. I'm your Muhammad of your Holy Quran.
Now, I also want to point out when he tried to say we believe in these other people or prophets, his so-called leaders believe in our prophets too.
Not the Muhammad that was here near 1,400 years ago. I am the one that the Holy Quran is referring to. The Muhammad that was here 1,400 years ago was a white man.
You heard what he said? The Muhammad of 1,400
years ago was a white man.
Muhammad 1,400 years ago was a white man. So they teach that Muhammad is a white man. You need two witnesses. I guess you got to have two witnesses when we're going through with it. So let's see if there's another witness that comes, because this is how you know that the God of the Bible and the God of the Quran are not the same.
But then Muhammad was born. Bear with me. Muhammad was born in Arabia. Now, what many of you may not know, Muhammad was a white person. But he was the best.
He was the best
race ever produced.
The best that the race ever produced.
Sign of a man who held his nature in perfect.
That white man held his nature in perfect will of God. There, Muhammad.
Muhammad ibn Abdullah.
Muhammad ibn Abdullah.
The most noble of men.
The most noble of men was a white man.
For men,
it broke his heart.
When he couldn't convert
the Europeans. So when he couldn't convert other white people,
Muhammad
you
wanted
know
to
who he
use
got to?
people.
You know who he ran to? Niggas. This is not in the Bible. He's gonna have to show that this is in the Bible. And that's what we're gonna get into. So Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan said that the original first prophet Muhammad was a white man. That's why they can accept Fard. How much time I got left? Did I do that right?
You have 15 seconds left.
Oh, 15 seconds. So how are we going to follow them when they leading us right to the white man that they say is the devil? But I guess this one white man was so perfect in form with the God.
Time.
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Time. All right, my brother Shabazz. You up, brother. You up. You got your first 10 minutes. Time will start when you're ready.
Okay, I want to present my screen.
Yes, time will start when you're ready, brother. Let me know.
Okay, hold on.
You remember how to do it, right?
Present screen.
Yep,
And then share screen.
exactly.
Okay. There we go. Okay, share. So
All right, I see you. I see it. Yep. I'm trying to share it.
Okay.
It's not sharing though. It's
It's
not.
not?
Oh, hold on. Let me remove that first. There you go.
Okay.
All right, your screen is up.
So the first problem that Tazarach is having is Tazarach, he believes or he doesn't know that the white man wrote the Bible to hide the truth from the black man. So one of the ways that the white man hides the truth from the black man is that he makes a concept when Moses met with Jehovah. Jehovah said, according to the Bible, which is a lie added in by the Jews, he says, I am the God of thy fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. That is a lie that was added in by Jews. The Holy Qa'ran corrects that lie. When you go to the Holy Qa'ran, chapter 28, verse 30, this is what the Holy Qa'ran corrects the story of Moses. When Allah speaks to Moses, he don't say, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He says, I am the Lord of the worlds. Because Allah is just as much the God over the wicked as he is the God over the righteous. He is just as much God over the ant as he is the God over the eagle. He is just as much God over the atom as he is the God over the sun. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that Allah gives the devil mercy. He says Allah gives the devil right guidance. Because the difference between Allah and this spook that Tazarach believe in, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that even the wicked will not have an excuse against Allah. He said because he gives the devil or the wicked right guidance. The same right guidance that he gives to the righteous, he gives to the wicked. The same mercy that he gives to the righteous, he gives to the wicked. So Allah will be justified in destroying the wicked. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that if Allah was like how Tazarach believed Allah is, then the wicked will have an excuse or an argument with Allah and say, if you would have did us like you do them, we would have been good. So the messenger says that Allah is the most merciful and he's a just God. So the wicked won't even have an excuse against Allah. They will have no excuse because the same rules, the same laws, the same everything that he gives to the righteous, he gives to the wicked because Allah is the Lord of the worlds. Now let's continue on. Because another mistake that Tazarach makes, because he's a spook worshiper, he continues to talk about Prophet Muhammad. He talks about Prophet Muhammad, which lives 1400 years ago. And this is what spook worshipers do. They talk about something that they never seen, something that nobody else never seen, so they can give their opinion about it. But Allah being righteous and just, this is what he says in his Holy Quran. This is chapter 14, verse 4. It says, and we send no messenger, but with the language of his people, so that he might explain to them clearly. Then Allah leaves in error whom he pleases, and he guides whom he pleases, and he is the mighty, the wise. So since Tazarach lives in America, Allah noted Tazarach is a disbeliever. He believed in a spook. So the messenger says that Allah leaves the spook worshipers and the disbelievers with no excuse. So Allah tells Tazarach, we send no messenger but with the language of his people. So if Allah wants Tazarach to know who he is, he don't let or allow or leave Tazarach to read about a story about Prophet Muhammad of 1400 years ago. Because why should Tazarach care if Prophet Muhammad was white or black? What does that have to do with you? Prophet Muhammad lived 1400 years ago. He was raised up for the Arabs to teach them Allah's laws clearly. But Tazarach had a messenger raised up for him who would give him Allah's messages clearly so that Tazarach would not have an excuse.